I have been asked a lot lately on the last one of the last pieces I've done, how I came up with a lot of the tools or textures in that piece. And first, I just want to say that as being an artist, you don't have oodles of money coming out your ears, and if you do, you're lucky. And if you're lucky, that's great. But most of us, defined by being an artist, means we have an eye for opportunity. And in that, what I mean is, you're walking through the street, you're walking along, you're minding your own business, but you're always got that eye out for something that can create a texture, a feel, a mood. And so I wanted to take an opportunity to share some of my treasures I found on that last journey with the Show Must Go On piece for Freddie Mercury tribute. And you might be surprised, but so first off, obviously I like to use sponges because sponges ultimately give you a fixed feeling. And I added some customization to it, so I can have a brick with some empty. And if you look at the picture over my shoulder, you can see where that's kind of blue. And I laid down on an original texture with that. I then came down and I go, what? It's missing something. So what do I want to do with that? And again, you sit there on the contemplation chair, watching, looking, waiting for the painting, the piece to speak to you. And ultimately found a voice speaking to me. And so I went and I took a box, deconstructed it, and made a texture piece. This fits inside of the sponge template I had, and this created the black on the blue and the bricks on that last piece. Kind of cool. I liked the layout, the way it was going. And then one that I found early on, it was probably the second layer I was laying out, was a happenstance find. When you go to Costco or to one of those stores where you get and I love it, you get those insulated, buffered, wrapped fruit. This is Japanese pear. Love it. They're fantastic. This thing that wraps it to protect it, wow, that's pretty cool. I as an artist go, how can I use that? What can I do with that? Well, so then I took it to the next step. I then wrapped it, created it, and now I can touch and texture. So if you look on the piece behind me over my shoulder, you can see how in violet I took this and put some texture and feel into it. Again, being an artist, you don't have to have tools. You make tools. You don't have to have $1 million to go buy the tool that makes that certain flavor or feel. A lot of things I did with this as well as I did a lot of airbrushing. So how do I create those? I create templates. I create, my own desire. So in the past, I've used things like I wanted fire, so I'd go and create myself a little fire template, and then I would use it and I'd modify it and, make it my own. But ultimately with the calligraphy or the wording on this piece, I wanted to stick to something that had been used in him being Freddie Mercury's publicity over his lifetime. And this font was one that I liked. So I ended up making myself an airbrush template. And again, to get to achieve those details we want in a piece, sometimes we spend a lot of time cutting and pasting, crafting, creating that object that will give us that edge, to give us that feel, to satisfy our inner drive, to find that difference in our piece. So I hope you find value in this. It was fun doing that last piece. And again, I like the way it turned out. It was a lot of created tools to achieve the final goal. It's never a surprise that there are new things that come out of each of my pieces, and I have a pile of tools I've used for different things to achieve. So, I guess the point of this is that, I did not know that I was going to be creating a bunch of different tools in this journey. I knew my destination, what I wanted it to be, and how I wanted to get there. And along the way, things presented themselves, and ultimately, if I didn't have it, I had to make it to get those goals achieved. So anyway, be creative, Being an artist is having an eye for opportunity. What is in your environment that you can turn into that next difference maker on that piece? Hey, have a good day. We'll talk soon.